We're live. Countdown. Hello, I'm Willie Bragg. Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. And I've been thinking about this 2022 election that's coming up, this midterm election. And I'll tell you, the foregone conclusion for quite a while was that the opposing party was going to win the election. Yeah, I mean, Biden's got a Democratic majority in the House and barely in the U.S. Senate, which means that pretty much the Democrats are in charge right now. So, and it's going to be a foregone conclusion that the opposing party will win or take back Congress in at least one of the chambers, if not both. That's kind of how has been for almost the past 30 years. And so while I think that's still going to happen, there's been some twists and turns in the last, in the last 2 weeks that will put a big question mark. And the first one was, we're going to start with the second one, and that is the possible overturning of Roe versus Wade, the leak memo. And there are Republicans that are absolutely livid. You would think they'd be happy that what they dreamt of, overturning Roe versus Wade. And I'm gonna tell you, I can see why Democrats are happy, because the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, all of them, Chuck Schumer, they can fundraise and fearmonger. Evangelicals are going to take away a woman's right to choose. You better go and get busy. That's what they're going to do. They're going to fearmonger the hell out of the base, and so it doesn't take it is a serious issue. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But they're going to go ahead and try to get their base, all motivated with that for what? So they can distract their base from another issue that they don't really want to be bothered by. And of course, I'm talking about, hold on a second here. I hate it when I do that. I'm talking about Medicare for all. They don't want to talk about that. They do not want to talk about it at all. And they don't want to talk about unions. They don't want to talk about living wage. They don't want to talk about income equality. They can go and rally around the safe social issues, abortion rights, which, as I said, this is an important issue. But, the Medicare for all is an important issue too. And living wage is an important issue. But the Democrats don't want to touch it. They don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole and don't do anything. And I can guarantee you that's the plan right now. So they're happy as they can be about the overturning. They're gonna play pretend outrage for a while. Mark my words. Mark my words. They are going to pretend. They're going to play pretend outrage. So, on the Republican side, as I said, they're absolutely upset about abortion, the memo being leaked. And it's because they don't have a wedge issue. They're going to have to fundraise over something else. And I hate to give advice to Republicans. Gosh, it sounds like I'm giving advice. I'm not, but they do have another. They will figure it out themselves that they have another campaign issue. And they wouldn't really be wrong on that issue. And that would be this new agency called the Disinformation Governance Board. The Disinformation Governance Board. Nina Jankowicz, who's going to be, what was it, the information czar or something? I think it's a title like that. And this person here, she's tied in with the Clintons, and she has this Orwellian dream of basically zapping information. And it looks like she is planning to zap information from conservatives. But, it doesn't mean that lefties are off the hook, because when you're a corporate Democrat, anything that is, not only anything to your right is right wing, anything to your left is right wing too. And that's the way that they see it. And, the Republicans had a gift, as far as I'm concerned, from the Bidens, from Joe Biden. I mean, Farron Cousins said it himself. He said it himself on Ring of Fire, that he's low in the polls. And in an election year, a midterm election year, being low in the polls, he creates this Disinformation Governance Board, this Ministry of Truth. And he has this Mary Poppins Karen. He didn't use those words. I am the one using those words. This Mary Poppins Karen out there with her little Mary Poppins jingle. You don't think the Republicans are going to go and exploit that to the max? And it was very interesting, Ring of Fire, talking about how Marjorie Taylor Greene sounds enthused about a Republican administration in the future where they can use it against progressives. And this is why any liberals, any center leftists, any leftists work there. Even if you're a corporate Democrat and you love the First Amendment and you're attached to establishment Democrats, you should be concerned about this too, because the Democrats are not going to remain in power forever. They're going to be Republicans taking over. I'm not going to say every Republican. I think that Rand Paul would be against this Disinformation Governance Board. And I know that there are Democrats, and I know there are actual real leftists opposed to this Disinformation Governance Board. I am. So if there's one area I want the Republicans to win on, if they got to win a battle, this would be the one battle I want them to win on, because this thing we can't have a Ministry of Truth, because everybody's information will be taken away. Because if this thing is allowed to exist, and there's a Republican president, and they're not going to get rid of it. I promise you that. So anyway, but this is what's going to happen. Democrats are going to campaign on preserving abortion rights. They may wave it as a carrot stick in the same way Republicans waved the carrot stick of, well, we're going to go and get rid of abortion once we're in power. Once they're in power, they don't get rid of abortion. Same thing. Democrats are going to wave it as a carrot stick over to the Democrats. We're going to go restore abortion rights. And then the Democrats are like beside themselves. And then the Democrats would be telling their base, well, you're just going to have to vote harder. So, I mean, then that's what's going to happen. I mean, that's how the election's going to be in 2022. So how it's going to turn out, how bad will the Democrats lose, I guess remains to be seen. Or will they lose? Will the abortion issue be the culture war issue that will save their asses and the Democrats remain in power? How pro-choice is America? Where is America on the question of civil liberties with regard to this Disinformation Governance Board? Because, as I said, I want this Disinformation Governance Board gone. I hope the courts will get rid of it. I'd rather have the courts get rid of it so it won't be an issue for the fall. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on how the election is going to be coming along this year, and how things are going to be a little bit different. than it's been previously as far as campaign issues, because this is a whole new twist in election campaigns. Anyway, just throwing some thoughts right now. So anyway, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree with what I have to say, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we're, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button, please. And remember, we have a class struggle to wage. We have a First Amendment to save. And, of course, remember also, we're all Julian Assange. I will conclude by saying music.